Namaste to all the bright minds and amazing souls present here with me. How are you all? I hope you're doing well. Well, how am I? A lot nervous. Honestly, because this is my first TED Talk. And I'm a little proud as well, because this is my first TED Talk. सोचा था कि बचपन की कुछ पिक्चर्स लाऊंगी, आपको दिखाऊंगी कि मैं कहाँ से कहाँ आ गई. And what I found was this. No image found because there was none. My childhood and adolescence went into stage fright. Till the age of 18, I never went on the stage solo. Here is one where I am a lot nervous. You can see. I could not help my fearful eyes, my shaky voice, my dry throat, racing heart, jittery hands, and trembling knees. And today I am standing here on the red dot of TEDx. This is huge for me. Thank you. Yes. So, how did I make it till here? That's a secret. Wanna know? Yes? Yes? So, when I was in my college, I felt invisible. And this invisible girl felt seen when a new friend approached. This guy was very confident, very social, popular, high scorer, loved by all the teachers, seniors, juniors, even peon and watchman. Imagine, kya kamal da munda tha. Well, I thought he's class apart. Why would such people be friends with me, like girls like me? But then this guy became a good friend of mine. And not only that, he brought me out of my shell. He told me who I can become. He instilled and inspired confidence in me. When I completed my education, 8 years long education in psychology, that also helped. So, around a decade I took to come out of my shell. And then the career began. I started to work with prestigious educational institutes. I worked with student population. And when I was working with them in the initial years, what I found was that these people are suffering from an issue related to relations. They are feeling misunderstood by their peers, and that is leading them to a pit of loneliness. Loneliness. Not a good place to be, right? I desperately wished that if they knew how to build compassionate and empathic relationships, how to become active listeners and build safe and secure relationships, the world would be a better place, isn't it? This particular quote came into my mind when I was thinking about these issues. Be the change you wish to see in the world. I thought, okay, fine. I will do something that I can do. I went up to my husband and I said, listen, I want to create a space where people can come, feel safe, and speak their heart out without feeling judged by anyone. And also learn how to be empathic, active listeners and how to build deeper connections with each other. what happened? There was this idea of empathy circle in my mind. This was a support group that I created with my team, and I dedicated its first session to the World Mental Health Day 2022. This support group was for free. I kept it free for a year. People came and they felt safe. So we created this space where they can feel safe, where they can become vulnerable, and they could speak their heart out. They went back home feeling light and charged. That's when I knew that I'm doing something that this world really, really needs. क्या कनेक्शन है सिटी में कुछ करने का और वर्ल्ड का? This world is feeling lonelier than ever. According to Gallup's survey, which was done across 142 countries in the year 2023, nearly they found that 27% of young adults and 25% of adults are feeling lonely. World Health Organization says that 5 to 15% of adolescents are feeling lonely and about 25% of elderlies are socially isolated. Socially isolated? In simple terms, having significantly low social contacts, and that can also lead to loneliness. When I worked with elderlies, they told me the same thing, that they are feeling lonely even when they are present, they are living with their children and grandchildren. What I'm trying to say is that loneliness is a global health concern, and that's why we are talking about it. It's not just another feeling, and not a few people are feeling so. It's a big number across the world. The risks associated with the mortality by loneliness is compared to the risks by daily smoking, excessive drinking, obesity, and physical inactivity. Globally, it has been seen that loneliness is leading to stroke, lung disease, heart issues, kidney problems, metabolic issues, depression, anxiety, memory loss, sleep issues, and more. So, I don't think we can take it lightly. And in this hyper-connected world, a fast-paced, hyper-connected world, where people are glued to screens mostly, where there is less time for self-care and in-person connection. Especially in our country, adults are working on screens, entertaining on screens, and connecting on screens. Our children, on the other hand, are eating on screens, studying on screens, and partially screens are babysitting them. Our elderlies, our tired, retired elderlies, are failing to bridge the gap this technology has already widened on. And our youth, hopeful youth, is using social media to build the careers, forming romantic relationships, updating about their lives to their friends, acquaintances, and sometimes strangers. They are posting reels, pictures, etc. for likes, comments, shares, subscriptions, followership. I wonder how many of us are using social media for growth in career and relationships, and how many of us are using it for seeking validation? Well, a show of your hands if you believe that hunger is a good thing. Yeah, oh, yes, yes, hunger is a good thing because it drives us to food, it motivates us to eat. And voila, you have survived yet another day. Hunger helped us survive. Just like physical hunger, loneliness is a mental hunger. It helps us to seek connections, real, authentic, emotionally nurturing connections. But when we are glued to screens, we lose opportunities to get surrounded, to connect with the world around us. We also lose the opportunity to fulfill our physical and mental needs. If we are satiating this hunger with likes, comments, and shares, it is only temporary. And this is the dead food. The dead food has the taste we want, the taste of validation, but it may lack the nutrients we need. Nutrients means nurturing relationships. We all are looking for empathetic, trustworthy, compassionate relationships. So tell me, how are you satiating this hunger? Nurturing relationships, how to build that? Well, let me tell you that we all are capable of it. I would say start the external work and come to the internal. Go, socialize, form communities like Empathy Circle, interact with new people, and also make time for your people. Offer them empathetic ear. And if you feel comfortable in their presence, offer them your own emotions. Meanwhile, also respect their boundaries, because respecting their boundaries is a way to tell them that they can trust you and you won't harm. While you do that, some conflicts may arise, and conflicts are the opportunities. Some conflicts may result as ruptures, but ruptures are the opportunities for repair. So do the repair work. The relationship has not ended here. The repair work will bring you closer. It will give you the opportunity to make space and adjustment in the relationship. Some relationships may not form as you desire, so let them go. Let them pass by. There will be some people who will hurt you. But believe me, the burdens given by others are not yours to carry. So don't pick them up. Let them go and experience the freedom. Stop seeking validation. Tell yourself that you are enough. Connect with yourself in a deeper sense. To do that, do some journaling. Go to therapy if needed. And tell yourself that I am heading towards my life goals and values. Start with self-acceptance, actually. That's what I did when I got help from my people, my friend. I accepted myself not less, not more, but as I was in reality. Accepting self will help you accept help. And all this while, keep offering yourself some compassion. Even if you are upset with yourself, You deserve self-compassion. How to do that? You know, you pick yourself up like you would pick a baby, gently, with care, smilingly. Bring it closer to your heart. Sway him a little, rock him a little. Sing a lullaby for the baby. And tell this baby that it is not alone. And you are there for him always. Thank you.